Okay, so yeah. Can't see shit. Can't see shit. Hey, Zalrex, how you doing? What? Good to hear. Good to hear. Hope things I hope things will be getting better. Oh, thank you for the follow. That's really nice of you. Alright. Hold on, give me a second. I just realized that I did something wrong. That's kind of relevant. Gods, how many tabs do I have? Actually, hold on. By the way, I finally watched Project Hail Mary. It was decent. Oh yeah, I need to do the category. Hey, Alan. Ooh. Hope you get better soon. Yeah, I kind of get that. Okay, so I need to roll. Hmm. Uh, mm, that's mm, uh, mm, mm, uh, mm, um, and, the weather barrier is currently responsible for two things. It is responsible for the what do you call it? It is responsible for the ships being less affected by the storm, and it is responsible for the ships being able to push against the current as well as they currently can. To a certain extent, they will still be able to do that, but they will no longer be as well protected from the weather as they currently are, which means that they will see some like downsides as a result of that. Uh, mm, um, uh, uh, mm, mm, uh, yes, more or less. Technically, if they really tried, they could go past each other, but the Sumi River is. Actually, the Sumi River is pretty wide. And the ships aren't that big. I'll still say that it is more or less the situation. Hold on. Give me a second to get a good site to pull up my map again. Okay. If I recall correctly, the Sumi River could actually be wide enough. Yeah, the Sumi River is plenty wide, so I guess not. Because you have to recall, this is a whole ass manor. Right? This is a significant plot of land. And the river is fairly broad up here. So I guess so. They definitely could go past each other. Uh, mm, uh, uh, mm, that's right. Hmm. Uh, uh, how many do I need again for this? Five. Difficulty. And this is protecting the Shirakumo. Even with let me fully reread this to make sure I'm properly caught up. Even with Chu Deng taking the fight to at aboard the vessel. The chief astrologers assault against the Kumo remains unabated. The writhing flames that have punched are continuing still. Taking the fight to the chief astrologer. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, hold on, 1 second. That's what it was. No, this should be Chu Deng versus the chief astrologer. The other mage is still sending the writhing flames towards the other flying ship. Towards your flying ship. The other foreign mages writhing flames continuing to Oh, the right ease through the defenses. Your wife has put up. The uh, striking the vessel. As shooting the chief astrologer seems to have little issue. Be somehow better prepared to deal with a close-in assault than before. Shootings, hacks, and have to cross some kind of invisible barrier. He tries to drive Flicker into the body of the other mage. Opening does give other bosses opportunity. Okay, who all are targeting you, Takami? Yeah. So I do the combat stack for you. Dang. One day I'm going to remember to update the combat stack with Yanjing's. thingamajig. Technically, the MC in Mercenary Clan Quest is married, doesn't have kids yet, mainly because I've kind of brought up the idea that um because of the magical saturation, there's likely to be mutations. So yeah. Also the war. There's a war going on in Mercenary Clan Quest. You're fighting off some colonizers. Kind of. Oh yeah, Mercenary Clan Quest doesn't have a link there yet, does it? It's !quest if you're, or !MCQ if you're looking for that link. Apparently, both Quest and MCQ work for that. Interesting. He's still recovering. Not relevant to this combat. Kinda. You don't need to read all of it. You can just do the reader mode. I guess reader mode is 54. Yikes. But there is a summary in the middle around. Yeah, the summary is. Hold on, where is the summary? Yeah, 169. Word count? Total word count is 464,000 words. But a lot of that is like the formatting and shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm honestly much more proud of the MCQ numbers. But not MCQ, this one. Marching across the inner sphere numbers. For that, We are at a total of 179,000 words, and that is way more like accurate as compared to the most recent Clan Quest numbers. This is 200,000 words. This is almost 200,000 words. And like over 100,000 words of that is dialogue, which I'm really happy about. Hmm. 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 Uh, uh, mm, 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 and I want to grab Lon Raul. Of course, I don't have his damn. Yeah, but I can't find it right now. Trying to find the one that did it. There it is. Vampiric and Lon Raul bundleables. It is Lon Raul out of bolts by now? Did he fire one off last round? I'm just gonna say this is when he runs out of bolts. Indeed. The bone-seeking daggers. Actually, no. Takami isn't in close quarters. It wouldn't be relevant here. Mayday blessings, on the other hand, would be. I hate this keyboard so much. Didn't that get folded into Takami's combat stats? Didn't, but I also can't see where it should go. So I'm missing it somewhere. It's here. Um. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely going to be an auto pass, but I want to have the traits available. You know what? I'm not actually going to roll because I know this is going to be an auto pass by like an order of magnitude, I think. So I'm going to just state that, but I do want this to exist. Auto pass. Uh, mm, uh, uh, mm, um, mm, um, mm, um, mm, even as Dang is thrown around. Doc weaves and throws himself out of the way of surging waves of magical energy that wash over the deck of the ship. Your own take advantage. Humans. Um, mm, mm, uh, On the other of the grant. The chief administrators the rest of your party go strike as one. Oh wait, hold on. Lan Raul shouldn't be there. Forgot about that. It won't change anything, but Lan Raul wouldn't have been there because he's dealing with the attack on this one. There we go. Mm, mm, the rest of your party strikers one with coordinating assault to keep keep the chief so to keep the foreign mate so to uh, coordinating the you can't you begin to weave magic into the chaos of the battle. A weak ephemeral, one that he would have easily overcome should it have the only thing. Um, in a showers down from the sky. A glowing ball feels the erupting of twinkling light. The foreign mage to even as Akana. Yeah. And for menacing. It's around the miss to further enrobe in pressure. Even this alone would not have. You see the mage fight on. The light, the glowing eyes now invisible behind the veil. Even so, um, wind sending forth powerful gusts of wind in every direction, forcing enough space in the sky. Takami takes no chances, and as the light feel um mm, mm, uh, mm, 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 why? Mm. She aims for the mage's head. That alone would not have been enough. A thick, glowing plane, pure light forms, taking the blow for shattering as the point of these as a lightning crackles down around the interloper. And then Takami is there. Amongst the spot, the powerful burst of magic, her appearance is less obvious. Then you can see the mage fail to start reacting. Get out of the way as her own speaking daggers come in under the base of his skull, easily piercing through the veil around his head and allowing the actually fine. the figure simply drops. So falls limp, leaving who shove him, shove it off her weapon. Even as this surgical strike goes on. No, because it's not actually fire. Well, it is kind of fire, but it's not actually fire. Which fire is a hell of a drug. I mean, yes, but it isn't it's not magical fire. Well, it is magical, and it's kind of fire. Yes. I'm trying to figure out who's precisely is on the thing right now, in addition to Lanral. Lanral is a mercenary that the group hired in order to bulk out your forces during the war. He is a fairly powerful telekinetic, specialized in like launching shit that he's touching. Basically, immediate high energy like instantaneous high energy transfer. Um, for example, you have reports of him throwing houses at people. Sorry about the weird noises there. Okay, I'm going to say, for the purposes of making this more likely to work out, I'm going to grab not Aoshi, Aomoku. Is this plausible? Not quite. Hello, the current main enemy is the guy that just got killed, kind of. He's the leader, at least he's the highest ranking official you've seen so far for the forces from Zeal. Zeal is on the world map. You are here in the Karasumi clan compound. Zeal is this continent over here. Those guys are from over here, which is meh. Lakal. They okay, basically Zeal has a fairly continuous magical tradition that predates the old empire being a thing, yada yada yada. And kind of as a result, they are in basically an endless series of wars within Zeal as different mage warlords take control of different areas and fight over shit. Lakal is fighting with a few other groups over here for control over like these-ish islands. Specifically, they have a forward operate. They have like a military base on this island, and they're using that to kind of like control their thing here. Yeah. Anyways. No, he's had several accounts. But yeah, they went from here to here in order to say they went from here to here, and I've been sort of like bringing, let's say, recruiting here and trying to take over some stuff here. But yeah. The old empire, which is this continent, is actually fairly sparsely populated on account of absolutely horrific amounts of human sacrifice perpetrated by the Empress when she got into power. It's been 300 years and the entire continent hasn't properly recovered. Yeah. No worries. I wish you the best of luck. Everyone, Spirit Bomb, call me Zed. May he get the roles he desires. Come on. Spirit Bomb for Zed. Yep. Seems interesting. Advanced magical constructs? I guess we see how this goes. I did include snapshot in this, right? Yeah, I did. Dice is 47. Yeah, but they can't actually help in this situation, can they? If they could help, then I would be including them, but like it's the same reason I'm not rolling the ship. The ship is like the ship has some armor and shit, which will be taken into account, but this is their effort to protect the ship. Ralph, and what's his face? Amuku do what they can to try and stave off the attack. Run, bro. Gathering and shaping shaping the constant downpour of rainwater. The elder working to slow down, try and reverse. Use what it wielding his art. Too slow. Try to push back the surging streams of gore. But the insane. You quickly see black stars wood and burned away, beginning to form in the wake. Even as Lanra sends down his last bolt at the mage, seems like is quick. Get well clear the assault. Continue to pour. Okay. Now I need to roll the remaining ships. That's ship 1, which is pretty bad. So this is middle of the road. Decent. What? Actually, kinda good. And ship 4. And also decent. The rain douses any flames that seem to try and catch upon the vessel, but that does little for the strange sparking aurora that the mage is sending forth. The Hirokumo is definitely quite damaged. Do you consider sending okay. And then we're sending forward the first ship. The other as your own as the focus of your as the objective you have been focusing on. You take a step back to analyze the situation. The ice encrusted ship is far worse than it had originally. The where's the Kumashi? The Kumachi are targeting the third ship. Ah. Um, at Ida's order. The Kumachi have refocused their efforts and grouped together um, to send uh, some of your larger constructs, including the the east, mm, lying towards the vessel. The astral lids have finally made their way entirely through the outside ritual. Water is now, and the storm. The next Hollow Knight stream is on Saturday. Yep, it's on Saturday. That is nice for you to have dropped by. If you're wondering, this is what a lot of the weekday streams look like. Things are shorter than usual nowadays. Normally I try and have 3 to 4 hour streams every day, but there's some stuff going on IRL, which means that streams are going to be a little bit shorter. And I do updates like this for Mercenary Clan Quest, and I also do some writing. So, yeah. If you'd like to hang out, ask me questions, I'm generally available. And have descended upon the water. And they have begun chewing through the wood. And for Pantheon 4, I'd say my biggest one is just focus on healing up as much as you can. The thing is, like the final fight in Pantheon 4 is going to be against the Hollow Knight, right? And not the Hollow Knight. Is it the Hollow Knight? I believe it's either the Hollow Knight or it's the no, it is the Hollow Knight. Yeah. So, anyways, point is, fighting against the Hollow Knight is going to take a lot of your health, even if you're good at like reading the tells, like the pattern, the early stages of the pattern. It is going to take some damage. Practice with shadow dashing. That's also really big for fighting the Hollow Knight. And I believe Pantheon 4 is where a lot of the enemies with like range and area denial attacks are. So being good about managing your like distances and making sure you're invulnerable as much as you can is great. Now I don't do this because I'm really bad about using spells, but getting good at D-Darks, as in like the downward spell, is also really big for avoiding damage. I'm bad at that. But if that's something that works better for you, it's probably a better way to avoid like large amounts of damage. And you have to remember that like a lot of enemies in Pantheon 4 like basically just fill the entire screen full of attacks, and basically the only way of avoiding it is being intangible. Sails and wood. In one case, people. The on board. Seem to be having particularly. I'm going after. Oh, I never changed my charm build. My charm build has always been Unga Bunga, hit him with a stick. Mm. Mm. Your father and have also been wrecking havoc on the second ship in line. With them keeping these crew busy, the annelids have been able to fully dismantle ritual. Unfortunately, without the storm ward keeping them the hell busy, those same mages have decided depends on your play style. I'd say Sharp Shadow is actually pretty good because Sharp Shadow allows you to deal damage while shadow dashing, and that's actually really decent if you want to do stuff like Trader Lord. In terms of doing that, other things that are useful, Grub Song is not terrible. The one that regens soul on hits, like when hitting things. So when being hit. In my say, at least for me, in a couple of cases, I've had issues with just like not being able to deal enough damage. Um, Hive Blood is a trap. No, Hive Blood is Hive Blood is a bit of a trap because it like takes up too many slots. But I have experimented with it and it wasn't terrible. I don't know if it'll work though. Have thrown done something here away. Really? The plus side, your father does have towering over the river bank. You see Kurohime, now taller than the ships in the water, single-handedly throwing constructs onto the second vessel. Focusing, bringing it down as I honestly don't know because, like, Pure Vessel, I believe when I did him, I just trained in the in the downstairs, like single boss, you can just fight them again and again kind of situation. Um I just did that until I was beating him like 4 times in a row, so that I knew I would be able to get past him. So it wasn't a big thing. Oh, so on taking one of the out entirely. With as much focus on those, say, put on those, the ship right below your, own flying vessels seems to have managed to go somewhat undisturbed. The mage on board, with the Kumachi having shifted to an easier target, the in which case, my charm set's probably not terrible, because it is like, if you're good at nail arts, Nail Master's Glory is it will probably be pretty useful. Like the reduction in cooldown time um for nail arts is pretty useful, and I believe you can swap out the Mantis Pride charm with what do you call it? With thingamajig, with the long nail to give you space. Yeah, so I do. The Mark of Pride, I believe you can swap it for Long Nail. It doesn't reach as far, but it still has pretty decent range, and it frees up the one spot for Nail Master's Glory, which gives you faster recharge times. That might work better for you. And if you don't get hit as much, then what's it called? Then Unbreakable Heart also frees up some space, and you can probably swap out Unbreakable Heart for Sharp Shadow and Nail Master's Glory if that's something that works better for you. Like if you aren't the kind of person who takes a shit ton of damage by face tanking enemies. Way to scare the aspect. Dire. Indeed, to have your car. The rearmost ship. But it is the new uh, off. Target. Is now steadily degrading. Thank you. Yeah, that's a ban. I don't know what happened. Why this damn thing. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Zalrix. Why the hell was that? I did not mean to do that. No, what the hell? How do I untime out people? Gosh. Unban. There we go. Zalrix, you should not be banned anymore. No, bloody bot. Yes, damn bot showed up on my Twitch thing, and while I was trying to get rid of their messages, I accidentally timed out Zalrix. I don't know why my automated cleanup script was not catching the ban, so I need to figure out what's going on with that. I'll probably do a stream about that this weekend. The patch of clear skies above it is rapidly shrinking, even as its own mage seems to be push harder and harder. Against the surge you have unleashed. EA dead. Other mage setting fire. Say, other mage. Burn. Burning. Torching. The Shirokumo. Pretty much dead in the water. Weather barrier gone. Overrun by constructs that the Kumachi. No. I did the basic flower quest. I didn't do the give everybody a flower quest. Weather barrier gone, but the mages are now helping defend against your father, Ikabe. That sucks. Your father Ikabe and cool. Weather barrier is actually getting a bit better now that most of the people attacking it left for weaker targets. Now Sprout now, as it is I should give Elder Bug a flower. But I'm so close. The that the left three. There we go. And that's it for today, because I don't really have I need to get to things that are keeping me from streaming long times. Bye. No, Zero and Markov are very different, because Zero is Markov has the circular attacks and Zero is the targeted ones. Very different. Yeah, bye.